Hey, it's Tuesday at 2. Circle B Diecast, Concord, North Carolina. So glad you've joined us. Steve Post from Motor Racing Network talking diecast, talking a little NASCAR racing, and even talk some dirt tracks here today. What a show we're going to have for you. We are so glad that you have joined us. James is on the pole position. Norman, Daniel, Greg, and a cast of hundreds, soon to be a cast of thousands. Who knows? If you all share this with your friends, maybe a cast of millions tuning in here on our Tuesday at 2 show. So glad you've joined us. Having a great time here at Circle B Diecast in Concord, North Carolina. Not too far from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the ROVAL. Ay, ay, ay. What a lot of twists and turns we had in that one, as the field of 8 is now set for Xfinity Series and for the Cup Series. And boy, I'm telling you what, that was a wild afternoon. I had an interesting experience with that, okay? I was actually announcing a race over in Wake County, doing a pay-per-view for the Cars Tour, which is a local asphalt late model stock tour. I, at some point during the afternoon, dialed up my Twitter and saw the world losing their minds because Kyle Larson's not going to advance to the next round. He's the point leader. He won all these races, and how unfair it is, and how terrible it is, and how fraught with failure the system is, that Kyle Larson is not going to advance. I'm like, wow, that must be happening in Charlotte. Went back to my work, okay? I go back on a little bit later, and I get on Twitter, and it's like, I cannot believe that Kevin Harvick took Chase Elliott out of the playoffs. I'm like, man, stuff must really be happening at Charlotte for Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson to be booted out of the playoffs. Wrapped up my work over there, jumped in the car, made the 2.5-hour ride. Imagine my shock when I watched the highlights and Kyle Larson won the race. Chase Elliott recovered from his dust-up with Harvick and has moved on to the next round, and Harvick is out. Just goes to show you. Twitter. Boy, that makes no sense at all. It was a neat perspective on, it was a more neat perspective on social media than anything else, okay? Don't believe everything you see on there, because what I was watching when I would pop in and out was Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott are booted off. Now here I am Tuesday at 2, and we're offering the same Kyle Larson that Twitter said on Sunday afternoon is booted off the island. We're offering his race-winning diecast. Imagine that. Crazy, crazy world we live in. And yes, indeed, we do have the Kyle Larson race-winning diecast, and we have the A.J. Allmendinger race-winning diecast from Saturday's Xfinity race. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Make sure you get your race-winning diecast from Circle B Diecast. www.circlebdiecast.com. John wants to know, how much are you looking forward to the new next generation car? John, I can't wait. Here's what I wish the next generation car came with. I wish it came with instructions for so many people in our world to stop talking about other people's packages. No. I mean, it's like I'm excited about it, John. I'll get into that, and then I'll get into my soapbox, okay? This sport is manufacturer driven. Face it, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, okay? The cars that we are presently running on the NASCAR Tour, there are parts and pieces from this car that are based off from 1967 models, okay? You can't buy some of the parts and pieces on the Cup cars on your showroom floor now. I understand. It's stock car racing, okay? I get it, okay? Here's the problem. All the people that want, I want it back when stock car racing, okay? Well, walk into your local Dodge dealer and ask them for one of those Hemi Superbirds. Because you know what? Stock changes. And stock car racing has moved away from stock, and it will never be stock, okay? It's not going to be pull one off from the showroom floor and take it out to Daytona. I get that. But I do like that there are more parts and pieces on the next gen race car that are closer, and in fact, some are specifically the same parts and pieces that we have on our street cars. I think it is. Doug Yates is the one that kind of coined the phrase, at least the first one that I heard, is we're going to put some stock back into stock car racing. So yes, I'm excited about it. Can't wait to see what happens. We're a long ways to go, and I'm going to get into this, okay? Yesterday, okay, at Charlotte Motor Speedway, they're testing, and they've announced what rules package, horsepower, yada, 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 that they're going to have. And already some of y'all, maybe not some of y'all, but some people on Twitter, the same platform that had Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott out of the playoffs on Sunday, some people are on there like, oh my God, this is going to be the worst thing ever. And I am like, and I tweeted this, congratulations, or I'm really happy. We are 4 months out from the first race and already talking about the rules package. 4 months out. Let me just break some news here. We have no idea what these cars are going to race like. Period. That's the news. We don't know. I think the development, though, has been fascinating. So there's my little soapbox about packages and rules and everything. You don't know. I don't know. Reporters covering this sport don't know. The drivers have a little better feel than others. Okay, they're getting a little sense of it. NASCAR's getting a little sense of it. But until we put real race cars on real race tracks with real fields of cars with real money and championship points on the line, we don't know. So my hunch is it's going to be just fine. Now, what I find interesting about it, this thing is a lot of R&D, okay? The inside temperature of the car, I saw some baffles and some actual cuts in the rear windows on Tyler Reddick's cars. They tried to vent some of the hot air out. I think that's interesting. Apparently, there's been a little steering glitch with the car, and basically it was some bolts just kind of, the vibration was just kind of sliding out. That's called R&D. Every product that has ever been designed has had little nuts or bolts or screws or whatever it is on work out, and that's what we're doing. So we're in the R&D phase, and I find it fascinating. I find it fascinating, the little details and the little things that we're learning about this race car and everything, and I find it fascinating that with every little detail about R&D, there are a certain percentage of society losing their minds that this is the worst thing that's ever going to happen. It's not the worst thing that's ever going to happen. Back to your question, John. Yes, I'm looking forward to the next generation race car because there's two things, one about that car and one thing that I believe inherently about the NASCAR industry. Number one, have you heard that race car? Have you seen any of the videos? I'll go back to Darlington a few weeks ago, and Austin Cindric had one of those Mustangs and fired it up to parade the field. I was like, oh my, that thing sounds throaty, sounds badass, sounds really, really good. And you know what? All those cars at Charlotte at the ROVAL sound the same way, so it sounds good. Here is one of the rules that I believe trumps everything that can happen. The men and women who work in race shops across the Carolinas will figure this out to make it a really good race car. Period. They always do. They always do. So I like there's some new parts. I like that it's tied into the manufacturers. I hope we get some new manufacturers that this car gets developed. I love the sound of it. And I can't wait to see what the men and women who work on these cars and the guys and gals who drive these cars get to do with these things. It's like a new toy. And John, I know that was a long roundabout answer with a soapbox in the middle of it and everything else. I'm fired up about the next generation race car. Can't wait. I tend to get fired up about everything though. So I new, old, just put them on the racetrack, tee them up, drop the rag, and let's see what they have. I'm confident that we'll have great racing in 2022. All right, here we go. Norman wants to know, do you think it's over with Chase and Harvick? That's a great question, and I had a guy on a radio show. I don't know. I think Chase, it's over for Chase, and I think Chase wants it to be over, and Chase needs to have it over because he's still in the playoff battle. To me, it's in the hands of Kevin Harvick as to is it over, and I don't know the answer to that. Harv likes to keep things stirred up. I mean, he's always the one kind of playing the little games during press conferences when he's in the Final Four. And so it wouldn't surprise me if it's not over. Now, where does it rear its head? Texas, Kansas, Martinsville. Ooh, Martinsville. But do you want to be that guy? I mean, that, you know, because of your little dust up 2 months ago, eliminate someone from the playoffs? I don't know. I think there's a lot of dynamics involved. I think Chase Chase wants it over, and for Chase it's over. I'm not too sure about Kevin Harvick. And Norman, will have to stay tuned and see. Stay tuned. James is headed down to Texas this weekend. James, we're jealous of you. We wish you were headed down there. You're going to have a great time, that's for sure. And that's it, okay? AJ is watching me and the Next Gen Test at Charlotte. He is multitasking there, AJ. So if something happens in the next 5 or 10 minutes, AJ, we need your live report on the scene from what you're watching at Charlotte. They're talking about allowing chrome numbers. I hadn't heard that, Norman. That's cool. That's cool. There was somebody that had some really sharp numbers and rims over there. Cool. Somebody did. And it's neat. Hey, this thing it's going to be, you know what? We're going to be all right. Okay. We're going to be all right. And here's what we're going to talk about now. One of my favorite topics, dirt track racing. All right? Look at these diecast cars we have. Holy mackerel. We have got some dirt late model cars. We've got a 124 scale of Devin Moran. Moran family, they've been racing forever. And we've got 124th and 164th scale cars, 124th and 164th. Get my hands moving in the right direction, of a few other drivers. This is Ken Weaver. Do we have our camera set up over here? Our camera? Okay, look at these cars, okay? These dirt late models, they're sleek looking, they're good looking cars, really good looking cars. Okay, we got a couple of things about these things. What I like about them is that me with my clumsy fingers can take the hood off the car and put the hood back on the car, and we don't have to rebuild the thing. Because my producer, Kyle, has had to rebuild about every die-cast car that I've ever touched. I like that. Front wheels turn a little bit there. Just a good-looking car. Oop, see that? Falls right off. Oh, we might have to repair something. The bottom of the car, a lot of details. Love these cars. These are real. I love these race cars. Love watching dirt late models race. And they do a good job showing that underneath the undercarriage of these cars. Look at all the details under there. Really, really good. Lots and lots of details. These are wonderful cars. That's the car of Kevin Weaver. Okay. We have Georgia's Shane Clanton. Okay, the number 25 car. Shane's one of the top drivers in dirt late model racing. And we've got his car. So Shane Clanton. Got a driver out of Manhattan, Kansas, Chase Juggins, I guess it is. I've watched these guys race. I don't pay attention. I watch them race. A lot of times I'll have races on and I'll have the volume turned down and be listening to something else. But Chase Juggins, okay, in the number 18 car. And then this one here. How about this? This is Fast Freddie Carpenter, and this is the Back the Blue police car. He's done a lot of work with local police agencies. I saw some pictures on his Facebook page, and he's got Back the Blue on that. So, exactly. Good looking. We Back the Blue pace car. That is from Fast Freddie Carpenter. Cars are great. Very, very good, high quality cars. And just great looking diecast cars. So if you're a dirt late model fan, I think the Lucas Oil Tour is headed to Portsmouth or Ohio this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. If you're a dirt late model fan, grab some of these cars. We do have some other ones from previous allotments as well. So you can go to www.circlebdiecast.com. That's circlebdiecast.com, and you can get yourself some of our dirt late model cars. Dirt sprint cars. I believe they should be here anytime soon. We're hoping. Fingers are crossed. Fingers are crossed. We're hoping. So we've got those. You can get them pre-ordered right now, though. You can get them on the site pre-ordered. So dirt racing. Dirt racing's fun. I love it. And I love that we have these dirt late models available now and available at www.circlebdiecast. Remember, orders of $20 or more, use promo code MRN for free shipping. MRN for free shipping. All right. Let's see. Looks like everyone. AJ reports in. And AJ, Stenhouse is spun. Stenhouse is spun. Stenhouse, the wrong way around. AJ reporting in. Good stuff. I appreciate it, AJ. Really do. Fun. That's good. That is great. Great stuff. So, yes. And those of you that, okay, so we've got 100 and some people on here now. Okay. And there'll be 1,000 or 2 people. They'll be like, someone will watch this on Wednesday night at 10 o'clock and they're like, what? Stenhouse just spun? That is a live report from AJ, who is monitoring both Circle B and the NASCAR feed, because AJ's on top of his game and he's keeping us. So he's our on-site reporter. So there we go. Tubs are sitting out in the ocean. Oh, for 4 weeks. Talking about shipping. I have, if you, I hear again, and Norman, you very well may be right. If you can figure out Twitter or figure out shipping, and this is really not a Lionel thing. This is shipping, period, in America. If you could figure out that and write a program that would make anyone understand it, woo, son, you'd buy every diecast known to mankind because you had the money to do it. No idea. Tubs sitting in the middle of the ocean, I don't know. They're somewhere. Here's what I do know. When they come onto our dock, we send you an email and say your diecast is available. We're getting ready at that point to charge your debit or credit card. And I know that our shipping department does the very best job getting them out. That's what I do know. That's all we can control here. But until they get to that dock back there, Lord knows what's going on. Lord knows what's going on. Ray wants to know my 4 that move on. Oh, Ray, I haven't even thought about this. All right, so we've got Gibbs guys, Penske guys, and Hendrick guys. I think Denny Hamlin moves on. I think Kyle Larson moves on. I think Chase Elliott moves on. That's 3. As much as I like the Penske boys, I'm thinking Martin Truex Jr. So it may be a Gibbs, Hamlin, Truex versus Hendrick, Elliott Larson deal. Boy, I'm telling you what, I would take about $0 to Las Vegas on that one, though. I like the question. I should have done a little. I should have thought about that because I should have known, Norman, that question was coming. But I didn't. But off the top of my head, that would mean Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano would be the ones not moving on. Yeah, I think that's my 4. But I don't know if Penske's going to get shut out. And so if Penske doesn't get shut out, I don't know who goes in. You know, Joey Logano can win some races anywhere he goes. Ryan Blaney's been awful good. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm backing off from that one. And I had 0 invested on it when I made the pick, Norman. That's my 4. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yes. Truex, Hamlin. I'm pretty good with Hamlin. I'm pretty good with Larson. I think those 2, is because they've been and that's not on, I'm not way out there on some limb. I get that. I'm pretty good with those 2. Okay. I feel fairly good about Chase Elliott. It's that other one right there that I could be swayed in another direction. So if I'm a betting man, if you're a betting man or woman, I would take the other 4 drivers and go to Vegas and make a fortune, because that's the kiss of death right there. There you go. Larson, Hamlin, Busch, Logano. I like it, Ray. I like it. That's the thing. When we get down to this stage, I think you can make a really good case for all 8 drivers. It's who navigates this round flawlessly. And we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. It's going to be fun. That is for sure. NASCAR rolling into Texas this weekend, the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. So let's review. Dirt late model, dirt sprint car, dirt track diecast is all available at www.circlebdiecast. Kyle Larson, AJ Allmendinger, race-winning diecast is available at Circle B Diecast. Get those pre-ordered. Use promo code MRN for free shipping on orders of $20 or more. And finally, most importantly, AJ, I'm getting ready to say goodbye so you can go down to one stream following along with the test session over at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Seriously, Circle B Diecast for all your diecast needs. I'm Steve Post from Motor Racing Network. Thanks for joining us on this week's Tuesday at 2 show.